Landon, an amateur drone enthusiast, set out on what he thought would be a routine flight over a remote forest, expecting to capture nothing more than breathtaking scenery. But as his drone soared over the treetops, its camera picked up something strange, something that was clearly never meant to be seen. His heart pounded as he stared at the screen, trying to make sense of the eerie sight below. Determined to investigate, he maneuvered the drone lower, but just as he was about to get a clearer look, the feed suddenly cut out. His drone had crashed, without warning, without explanation. Undeterred, Landon jumped into his Jeep and sped toward the location, relying on his memory to navigate through the dense forest. As he neared what he thought was the mysterious site, his heart nearly stopped. He had almost driven straight into a massive ravine. Catching his breath, he backed up carefully and spotted a clearing nearby. This had to be it. Stepping out of his Jeep, he was met with an astonishing sight. What he had mistaken for stone formations from above were actually hundreds of abandoned trucks, lined up like tombstones in a forgotten graveyard. As he ventured into the eerie maze of vehicles, he noticed something even more unsettling. Each truck was locked shut with heavy chains, as if hiding a dark secret inside. Determined to uncover the truth, Landon retrieved his damaged drone and hurried home to find his bolt cutters. The next morning, he returned, heart pounding with anticipation. He snapped open the first chain and swung the truck door wide, only to find nothing. Every truck he opened was empty, their interiors stripped bare. But just as his frustration began to mount, he noticed something odd in one of the trucks, a hidden compartment. With trembling hands, he pried it open and found a stack of old, weathered documents. The papers were filled with cryptic markings and faded text, hinting at a past shrouded in secrecy. Before he could delve further, a sudden noise shattered the silence. Someone, or something, was nearby. Landon grabbed the documents and sprinted back to his Jeep, every nerve on high alert. Once home, he pored over the papers, searching for clues. His research led him down a rabbit hole of declassified files and Cold War conspiracies. But there was still too much he didn't understand. Desperate for answers, he reached out to a retired military officer who had once been involved in classified operations. When they finally met, the veteran spoke in hushed tones, revealing fragments of a long-buried truth. The trucks, he admitted, had been part of a top-secret disposal operation. But what they once carried was left deliberately vague, only that it had been dangerous. Determined to get to the bottom of it, Landon returned to the site, scouring the ground for more clues. That's when he made his most chilling discovery yet, a buried container marked with radioactive warning symbols. His stomach dropped. Whatever had been inside those trucks hadn't just been valuable, it had been hazardous. The site wasn't just an abandoned storage yard. It had been a dumping ground for dangerous materials. The weight of his discovery pressed on him. Should he expose the truth, risking controversy and backlash? Or should he let the secret remain buried? Ultimately, Landon chose to reveal what he had found, reaching out to an investigative journalist to break the story. When the news hit, it sent shockwaves across the country. The government scrambled to respond as public outrage erupted. Investigators descended on the site, unearthing more evidence and piecing together the dark history Landon had stumbled upon. What had started as a simple drone flight had turned into a national scandal. Standing at the heart of it all, Landon realized he had uncovered something far greater than he had ever imagined, a hidden chapter of history, now forced into the light. And yet, as he watched the chaos unfold, one unsettling question lingered in his mind. Had he truly uncovered everything, or was there still more lurking beneath the surface?